ShartimusPrime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it, taking bad hits, taking bad shit. Subscribe.
Hey, what's up, you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another top 10 video on my top 10 Marvel Legends MCU-based figures of 2019. If you're trying to get your Marvel Legends, you can do so at
Big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
We have gotten so many Marvel Legends this year. It has been ridiculous, man. And so many awesome Marvel Legends, too, that I split my top 10 Marvel Legends figures into two groups. We have our MCU-based figures and then the comic-based figures that I posted yesterday. If you haven't seen that video, please check it out. Link in the description below, maybe, or a card or something. Anyway, these figures right here are not in my top 10 MCU Marvel Legends. These are all the runner-ups, and I think these are all really good figures over here. Not everyone's gonna feel the same way about these lists, all right? That's one thing I think is really funny, is people get triggered when, you know, you don't pick the same favorite that they like their favorite. I want my Dr. Doom or I could do that. But anyway, Yon-Rogg over here, an awesome figure. I just think the head is too big. I got so much love for this Luis figure, even though I have not reviewed it. I gotta review the Ghost figure as well. That one's pretty awesome. I really think the Ghost figure from the 2-pack came out really good. I never got around to reviewing it, and I meant to include her in this group right over here. The figure just did not make my top 10 list, but I still think that Ghost figure is pretty awesome. We also have Peggy Carter, and then we have the Far From Home Spider-Man with the upgrade suit, which doesn't have the painted lines. If it did, or if I had different color red, I would have made it would have made the top 10. We have Des, Troy, and Scourge right over here, looking awesome. The Molten Man Build-A-Figure, which I've actually grown to like more and more over time. The Collector and the Grandmaster figure, SDCC figures, I was actually looking at these separate from each other. Like, the Grandmaster right here was on that top 10 list for a moment, but then he ended up getting bumped. So I'm not counting these as one. Each, you know, as their own, I think are very good figures, especially the smiling Jeff Goldblum version. That's what makes me really happy about that figure. We have Ronin right over here. With the head sculpt that came with the 2-pack, with the quantum suits that are painted incorrectly. Otherwise, I would have definitely put the female figure on the top 10 list. She has double jointed elbows, beautiful looking figure, even though she has no butt crack, but that's okay. Still, beautiful head sculpts with that figure, especially that I could put the Hawkeye figure from that 2-pack onto that Ronin right there. So yeah, so I wanted to at least give her an honorable mention because it is a dope figure. But anyway, let's get on to my top 10 Marvel Legends MCU-based figures of 2019. At the number 10 spot, I am giving it to Shuri. I have been wanting this figure for quite some time, and I had to include this figure in my top 10 list. It was a figure that we've been wanting. We missed out on Shuri on 2 Black Panther waves, right? I think it was 2 whole Black Panther waves. We finally got her in the Avengers Endgame Hulk Build-A-Figure wave, and I think this figure was executed very well. I love the head sculpt. It looks just like Letitia Wright, in my opinion. I just check out her Instagram, you know, make some comparisons. I know there's people out there that don't like the face sculpt. I think the face sculpt is dead on. I love the effects right over there on the gauntlets. Great paint sculpt throughout on this piece. Hasbro delivered. We've been wanting this one. Was super stoked to get it. I had to include her in the top 10 list, but I feel like she kind of made it by default for the long anticipation. And at number 9, I'm giving it to Night Monkey. Yeah, this figure actually has grown on me quite a bit since the release of the movie, because I did first get it before the movie came out, so I was a little, like, what's this supposed to be? But now that I know that it's basically a S.H.I.E.L.D. Spider-Man, I like it. I think it's pretty awesome. I do like the sculpt and the paint. Even before I had seen the movie, I like that. And there's some factors that go into me picking my top 10. One thing I do is I pick the figures that I really like. I put them all in one big list, and then I pick the ones that I know I could not do without, and this is just one of those figures that I could not do without. It's an awesome Spider-Man figure. Really like it a lot. Had to make the top 10. And at the number 8 spot, I am giving it to Valkyrie. Now, if you think some of these poses are a little wonky, it's because I have taken them off the shelf and I don't want to repose them. I do want to put them back the way I had them on my shelves. But anyway, another factor in me picking my top 10 is how the figure has been tooled. So I don't want to pick retools. Like the Hela figure that came with the 2-pack with Scourge, I wanted to review, or I wanted to put her in the list, but you know, that figure has already been redone, even though I think that one's way better. So I want to stray from doing that. And this brand new mold right right here for the Valkyrie is absolutely stunning. It is incredible. I love the new head sculpt. I like the cape. The weapon is the same, but man, what a great looking figure. It just looks so, I mean, even in this kind of corny pose that she's in right now, like she's trying to hold in a big fart, she still looks gorgeous. So yeah, I had to put this Valkyrie figure on the list. I'm sorry, please don't unsubscribe. Please don't unsubscribe. I just really like the Captain Marvel figure, okay? I know a lot of people are gonna be really mad at me, alright? But I liked this figure a lot. I still really like it a lot. She's standing on one foot because she's in a flying pose up on the display. And this is not even the binary version right over here. I also really liked the Star Force version, Dr. Minerva version. I mean, all three of them are very cool, but just this regular Captain Marvel right here, I really liked this figure. I've had fun with the figure. I think she's really fun to pose around. Looks very cool. I love the paint apps. I thought the sculpt came out great. Looks like the figure has more of a butt than Brie Larson did in the movie, so it makes me happy. I like this piece. I know not everyone's going to agree with me, but hey man, it's a cool figure in my opinion. And at number 6, I'm giving it to Ebony Maw. Now you must forgive me, I do not have the actual head sculpt of this figure on it right now. Thank you to the customizer who did send me this brand new head sculpt right over here. I thought both of the head sculpts were fine. I wouldn't have thought of giving this guy a new head sculpt, but I do like this one just a little bit more because it has that gash, especially on the side. It's just a lot more prominent. But anyway, I really like both head sculpts. If you want to see the review of this figure with the actual head sculpt, I do have a card. But regardless of which head is on this figure, I love this figure quite a bit, and it had to make my top 10 list of 2019. And at the number 5 spot, I am giving it to Rescue. A lot of female figures in this list, right? Just overall, a lot of really good figures. But yeah, man, I had to give it to the Rescue figure. I think this is incredible. I love how this came out. I'm missing that back piece. I don't know where I put the non-deployed back piece for this figure. You know, I've got 2 babies in diapers right now, man. That's the least of my worries, but I do need to be more organized. But anyway, I love this figure. She came out great. The biggest disappointment for me is that you cannot take the head sculpt of the Pepper Patas figure and put it on this one, you know, or you can. It just looks really weird with the whole neck and everything. But yeah, I think this is still an incredible piece. I had a lot of fun posing this figure around, and I took many pics. Great figure. And at number 4, I am giving it to the Avengers Endgame Build-A-Figure Hulk. Now, this is not the look for Hulk I was hoping to have for an Endgame display. We see him in battle wearing different clothes, you know, or he has that full-on quantum suit thing going on. And I would have rather have had that, to be honest, but at the same time, I really like this body mold. It looks really cool. I think it's the best looking MCU Hulk body mold that we've gotten so far. I would prefer to have an angry head sculpt to go along with it, but other than that, I just think it's awesome. I love that we get the nano gauntlet for this figure as well. And at number 3, I'm giving it to Mysterio. What an awesome figure. I think Hasbro has done an exceptional job with this piece. I mean, I love the sculpt. I love the paint apps. Really good articulation. This figure was just executed incredibly well. The cape looks great and everything, man. My biggest gripe with it is just not enough effects parts. I wish we'd gotten similar effects to what we'd gotten with the basic figure, so that would have been nice to have. You know, it may have been higher up on the list if it did come with effects parts, but man, what a great figure. It had to make at least the top 5. And at number 2, I am giving it to the Walmart exclusive Worthy Cap. Oh my goodness, I'm so lucky and grateful to have this figure. It would have made number 1 if not just for more accessories. I guess with these top 3 figures, it's just a matter of accessories, because I would have liked to have had a more battle damaged head sculpt, shield broken in half would have been really awesome. Those 2 things is the reason why I have a second copy that I still need to get customized, but I still have it, and I will get it worked on eventually. I'm thinking about doing the customization myself because I have been dabbling in customizing. But anyway, this figure is awesome. It's a little on the short side, but I love the sculpt. I love the head sculpts that we get with it. The Mjolnir is pretty cool, even though it has that flaw. So, you know, there are things about it that just kept it from making it to the very number 1 spot, but still one of the very best Marvel Legends of the year. I wouldn't be surprised to see it at the top of a lot of people's lists. At At number 1, I'm giving it to the Marvel Legends Mark 85 Iron Man. Oh my goodness, this figure has pretty much everything that I wanted in a Mark 85 figure. I mean, you could always add more and more stuff, but as far as the amount of accessories that came with this figure, I am just floored with it. Now, I did add the Mark 80 accessories onto this right here, so yeah, that is not part of the figure. Again, I took these from my display and I want to put them right back the way they were, and this figure, just even without those extra pieces, is still incredible. Go back, check out my review if you haven't already, but the figure comes with a ton of accessories, and I think the sculpt and paint are just stellar on this piece. Very fun figure to have, and honestly, my only gripe about it is that he doesn't have blue paint on that arc reactor in the eyes. I mean, really, that's it. I was just hoping for some baby blue paint for the arc reactor and eyes, but aside from that, man, I love this figure. So that's my top 10 Marvel Legends MCU-based figures of 2019. Are you mad? Are you pissed off I didn't pick all the favorite ones that you are considering favorites, huh? I just think it's hilarious when people get really pissed off that I didn't pick the same exact things that they picked, or they don't understand my opinion on things. Hey man, we're people. We're different people. I have my own experiences and my own feelings towards these figures, as do you. And I'm curious to know what you guys thought were the best top 10 MCU figures of 2019. If you leave your list in the comment section below, I will leave a heart, as I did with the video from yesterday. So please, let me know what your top 10 figures of the year were for the MCU figures. I'm going to do an action figure top 10 list, just figures in general, probably next weekend. There's some other pieces that I want to review before the end of the year, so I will post my top 10 action figures of 2019 next weekend. Stay tuned for that. I'll have a brand new figure review for you guys tomorrow, so stay tuned. If you liked this video, please hit the like button, leave a comment again down below with your top 10. A lot of you guys didn't actually do that yesterday. I don't think a lot of you guys got to the end of the video, that's why. But anyway, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, as well as the notification bell. And a big thanks to all the people that support this YouTube channel, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace! Woo-hoo! Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.